Okay, continued. So this is my bathroom closet. So we already went through this one. I apologize, I'm using the other camera. We got that little dust spot in the middle here. I'm going to have to get another camera. So this is the bathroom, so to speak. There's a little toilet in here. It's it flushes. That's what the battery runs, the water pump, which flushes that. I will not only use this when I have to, because that means you got sewage in your thing here, and so I have a bucket and a funnel. As a girl, girls understand that. So so when I can, I just pee in a bucket or in a big gulp cup and save it for when I can dispose of it properly. So, and you can also put a bag in there if you gotta do something other than going potty. So, then the two cloth, I've got a shoe rack here. This is a heavy duty one I've had up in my house, and I screwed it in up there, and this is what holds all my toiletries and first aid stuff and hairdo stuff and vitamins. And then this is a smaller cabinet, and this is going to be for, I wish it would not be this packed like it isn't already. There's an extra fan, electric fans. There's for when you're plugged in, you know, supplies. I'm going to have to get more propane. That works the camp stove, and if I want to use it, and the little Mr. Buddy heater. And then there's a lot of sterno in there and other candles, and I've got a big hardware supply of things like that. So this is the other closet I have. It looks bigger, but it's not really than that other one, and probably because I just have all these coats in there. So it's not real deep like the other one is, and it only holds, you know, 5, I think, of things up there, but I can only do 2. So there's 10 coats, I think, here. So, and I've got them all lined in here, and Lori wanted to know how many I've worn in the last year, and every single one of these. So there's just my little going away coat. There's a vest. There's my, you know, little fleeces, actually, you know, that I worn. And then back here is my snowboard raincoat, and then there's a windbreaker under there, and then there's there's a black hoodie, and then a little shorter dress-up jacket, black one. And then behind that, which takes up a lot, is my all-weather, you know, black one here you can't see in the camera. But anyway, so the coats took up quite a bit of thing. I may or may not just pull out 2, you know, this one and maybe a lighter one. I also do a layer. I have a really nice fur vest, fake fur vest I use, and a fleece, another fleece one. That's pretty much what I'm wearing these days, and I could probably wear that all the way down to California. So these probably, once I get in warmer weather, I won't be using, and that'll free that up. I'll just stash those under the bed or in a corner or in the back of the truck somewhere. So that's that. I'm going to hurry. And then the other, in case I run out of time. Then my other cupboards are these. That's empty. That's empty. And that's empty. Now these are what's going to fill or store my computers, my cameras, all that stuff. I got 3 big camera bags. I've got 2 computer bags, plus all the hard drives and peripherals and all that stuff that go with it. And then I need a place for important papers, and then this thing is just filled with like papers and pens and little hardware stuff. And I made a couple little things here. This is recycled from my garden. I just kind of snapped that in here. And that will hold light stuff. It's got the radio, or the weather radio. And then I added one of these little things. I had to secure it with wires. So I can put little magazines and stuff when I'm working. And then the last other big cupboard they have is this underneath the seat here. was just this one. So it'll hold a toolbox that I use inside, and that kind of thing. Then I've just got little cubbies around for maps. I've got a bulletin board up here. There's my glasses, and I can pin my tickets on there. I'm taller than this. My head hits this every time I go in, so I got a nice sponge I'll put in there. Got some battery operated lighting, more hooks everywhere I can get them. You know, hooks. And I'm gonna put, I think I'm gonna put little picture frames, attach them to each one of these, and then I can slide photos in them. And the same thing with the refrigerator, because you know me, of course it's going to look pretty cluttered in here really quick. So I have a couple little hanging things that I put in. This is candles too, so it's nice. Little clock radio bumping. This little guy was a wedding present for my ex-deceased husband. In 1974 when we got married, and he got repainted from my friend, and he's traveling with me, because if it wasn't for this guy, the ex-husband, my kid's dad, I wouldn't be able to travel like this right now. So I'm getting his retirement. He died a couple years ago with cancer, and I get his retirement, so that's why I'm able to do this. Otherwise I'd be sleeping in my Escort underneath the bridge somewhere, I don't know. So anyway, so that's that. To be continued. Oh yeah, this part right here is the microwave that I have in the house. Goes right here. It's a small one. The microwave you can only use when you're plugged in somewhere. You can't use it off your batteries and stuff. You can, but it would drain it in 3 seconds. And then there's a little bit of storage next to it. I put the plates and that inside of the microwave. This side is packed full already. This is where my dishes, cups, eating materials, you know, I don't think you can see very well in there. That's not going to focus. Come on, focus. There we go. So, oh, there's a little bottle of gin. Everything's you gotta go little. So there's my glass wine glasses in there, cups, plates. So, and then the rest of the storage. This is a cool little stove. Ouch, it's hot. Just use sterno in it, and I can use that to just heat up a cup of coffee in the morning. I don't have to fire up the propane or keep my soup warm or whatever. It's just sterno, or you could throw a candle under there. And the same thing, I could keep my coffee warm while doing that. And I do have a propane first alert. This is a gas propane alarm. It's battery operated when it's not plugged in. And then I have a smoke alarm, and I have fire extinguishers and that. And so that's what we got. So to be continued.